It's December. You know what that means. Coindesk just released their 50 most influential people in crypto. And of course, we have to go through this list and tear it apart. Let's go. All right, here we go, guys. Presenting Coindesk's most influential 2022. I just want to point out something I find kind of weird is that Consensus Magazine is listed here. And, you know, for the people who don't know, Consensus Magazine, essentially Consensus was founded by Joe Lubin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum. And essentially it offers a second layer to Ethereum. But at the same time, Consensus also helped create a CBDC framework for the government, which is also interesting. And as it turns out, Consensus Magazine offers a lot of literature, which obviously is pro shitcoin. Anyways, just pointing that out there. This has nothing to do with Signal, right? Like they'll put in a few people, or that actually provided some value in Bitcoin, but for the most part, this is a giant sales campaign to get you ready to buy a bunch of useless crap next time they come around to sell it to you. My opinion, of course, my opinion. Anyways, let's dive into it. In all honesty, before we even make it to the list, this is cringe as fuck. So I'm warning you guys. So here we go. Each December since 2014, Coindesk has taken stock of the year to date to find the themes, stories, and people that made the biggest impact on crypto, blockchain, and Web3. Notice how they don't say Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the only thing that matters here. All of this other crap doesn't need to be a token. If they were actually creating value, they would go public. They would have shareholders. There would be return on equity, all kinds of stuff like this. But at the end of the day, these people just want to monetize without doing anything. So poof, tokens appear. As the collapse of the FTX empire is still fresh and unraveling, the failures and likely crimes exposed this year are what we will likely remember most. The crypto industry has lost $2 trillion in value, including countless people's savings, since the price of Bitcoin peaked just over 1 year ago. So I just want to point out, I find it interesting that publications like Coindesk, see, in this particular case, right? Oh, there's been $2 trillion lost since Bitcoin was at its peak, and now it's at 16K. No. Make no mistake. That $2 trillion that's lost, okay, that's from rug pulls and scams and shit that didn't need to be sold to people. This has nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's complete garbage. Anyways, I just love how they do this type of stuff with the words, because again, all of this is meant to create perception, and you are supposed to, from reading this, you're supposed to create a picture in your head, right? And what are you supposed to see? Oh yeah, people lost money, and it was Bitcoin that was all the way up at the top, and now Bitcoin's down, so people lost a lot of money. No, they lost a lot of money because they partook in scams that the people who were perpetrating these scams knew full well were scams, and they got screwed. Okay? That's all that really happened. Anyways, let's continue on. You can see I can't even make it through this article. To be clear, the most influential 2022 is a list, not a ranking. While we acknowledge some of our influencers had an outsized impact this year and give them more prominence on the list, at some point, ranking achievements is unrealistic. Like, who's the biggest shitcoiner? That's a tough one. Anyways, whatever you feel about our most influential 2022 choices, please do admire the outstanding portraits we commissioned. Here comes the sales pitch, people. For the 4th consecutive year, Coindesk worked with artists to make portraits and interpret the impact of our 50 influencers. Taking this one step further, this year we collaborated with Coinbase NFT. There we go. Shit coins never end and the shilling never stops. To mint and auction 14 of the most influential 2022 portraits as NFTs, which allowed us to add a utility layer to include valuable perks. So that's right, people. A JPEG you don't own that anyone can copy is a fucking valuable perk. I want you to think about this. Dumb shit from stupid people. Okay? Anyways, a portion of the proceeds will be donated to One Earth, a nonprofit combating climate change. And the icing on the cake, they're fighting the invisible green monster. How do you stop climate change? We definitely want to contribute to it. We're going to give it money. It's going to stop the climate. These people are fucking crazy, okay? And we're listening to them. Before we actually dive into the list, were you aware that Coindesk has a shitcoin? If you weren't, let's go take a look at it quickly before we dive into this influential list. And believe me, all of this matters to the list. You know why? Because you got to remember, none of us are better than our incentives. So when you're looking at this list, okay, and when you realize that 90% of it is a bunch of shitcoiners shilling you Web3, you got to ask yourself, who pays Coindesk? Who invests in Coindesk? Who's paying? Which advertisers are paying? Anyways, just putting that out there. Back to the shitcoin that Coindesk made. What is Desk? Coindesk's social token explained. How to earn, store, and spend our blockchain-powered answer to loyalty points at Consensus 2022 and beyond, and that was September 2nd, 2022. Were you aware that they made a shitcoin? Were you aware that Coindesk made a useless fucking token? A Chuck E. Cheese token like everyone else, and is trying to pass it off as something that stores value and helps you spend money in their ecosystem? Oh, guys, this is such pathetic crap. Okay, stop. I'll stop. Let's get into the list. Here we go. Now, look, I'm not going to go through all 50 names, okay? I just picked out a few just to kind of illustrate to you the bullshit that we're seeing. Okay, so here we go. Coindesk's most influential 2022, number one. All right, CZ from Binance, right? For vanquishing a $40 billion rival with a single tweet. Okay, so obviously he's talking about SBF and how he got wrecked. And you say what you want about CZ. Look, he operates the biggest shitcoin casino, and he seems untouchable. Does seem untouchable. Until that changes. I don't really have much to say about him. So anyways, let's continue on. Ryan Watt, this is number 3 for brokering more high profile Web3 partnerships than anyone. Now, what you're supposed to remember about this, when you read that, you're supposed to think to yourself, hey, there's going to be a lot of money going into Web3. I need to be a part of this. But guess what? This is the guy that got paid. You're not going to get paid. This guy got paid. Anyways, moving on. Number 7, Balaji Srinivasan for putting network states on the map. Bud, I got no idea what you're talking about. Never even heard of network states. No clue. Just some shitcoiny thing that nobody knows. But Balaji is a recognizable name, and he'll get clicks. Yatsu for investing billions in Web3 gaming. Wow. That's amazing. So a platform like Web3 that doesn't actually exist, that definitely deserves an award. You spent more money than all the other monkeys. Way to go. All right, let's continue on. Punk6529 for championing an open metaverse. Great. Good job. Championing the digital slave, the digital slave age. Way to go. So, but you guys realize what the theme is here, right? Web3, metaverse, right? It's getting everybody prepped for the shitcoining. That's all it is. So here we go. Jerome Powell for undermining Bitcoin's safe haven narrative. So this is very weird and peculiar that Coindesk chose this and then chose this for undermining Bitcoin's safe haven narrative. Now, they put articles behind every single one of these. And of course, I'm not going to sit there and go through every single one of these articles that they created for this. But did he really undermine Bitcoin's safe haven narrative? Or did they really just help solidify it? Because guess what? All the screaming and the shouting from the government, they still can't censor you on the Bitcoin network, and they still can't actually confiscate your Bitcoin. So why is he really getting an award? Why is he mentioned? I don't think he undermined anything anyways, whatever. It's just bullshit. Mu Changchun for guiding the Chinese CBDC the world admires and fears. Man, bless your heart, bud. This is the type of stuff I talk about, right? Where human beings actively are doing terrible things to other human beings, literally just to save their own skin, not realizing that in the grand scheme of things, you are making your own future generations prisoners to this stupidity. How dumb can you be? Moving on. Maxine Waters and Patrick McHenry for getting the ball rolling on a U.S. stablecoin bill. That's what we need, guys. That's what we need. We need a U.S. stablecoin bill, right? So let's take account. The U.S. government can't effectively spend your money, can't affect proper monetary policy, can't stop printing, can't get out of their own way. We're going to champion these people for a stablecoin bill. Great job. Anyways, let's continue. Number 24, Carol House, for advising President Biden on a coordinated federal approach to crypto. In other words, put a stack of paper in front of him and made him sign it. Yeah. Big awards. Yeah, this is huge, people. This is just massive. All right, Tyler Hobbs, for keeping art NFTs hot in the crypto winter. So Tyler, we want to congratulate you for finding more bag holders to fleece. Way to go, bud. Way to go. JPEGs they don't own for money that they can't afford to lose. Good job, bud. Keith Grossman, for pushing the quintessential legacy brand Time into Web3. Huh? What? Okay. Larry Fink, this is comical, for changing his mind about crypto and onboarding green-minded investors. That's right, people, because the only way that you are going to get the mainstream boomers who have literally been spoon-fed all the crap in the world to make them think that they are God's gift to the universe, we can get them into quote-unquote crypto if we just make them think they're saving the world. Oh, the greenwashing. Greenwashing is falling apart, by the way. Companies are starting to leave these stupid green alliances because they're realizing all that's happening is people are paying and nothing is actually happening. Because guess what? Climate change and ESG narratives and all of this is all just a cash grab. This is all just to take your money for no reason. No reason at all. Our favorite. Here we go. We've got Nick Carter for taking a stand against toxic Bitcoin maximalism. That's right, guys. That's right. You know what? He went and stood up against the only people that weren't shilling you rug pulls. He should be congratulated for that. It doesn't matter that he himself invested in shitty platforms that blew up and that Castle Island Ventures invested in products that blew up or started shitcoining and just screwed over their customer base. Kaza. No, this guy took a stand. He took a stand against the people that are talking about freedom money. And he reminded everyone, hey, there is a shitcoin project out there you can get fleeced on. And we are the VC behind it. Also, Nick, great job. Great job. Your star keeps rising. Here we go. We got 42 Vitalik Buterin and the Ethereum developers for pulling off the most consequential upgrade in crypto history while keeping the network running. Wow. Way to go. Way to go. Whatever happened to that $33 billion that's staked on the Beacon chain? The last I heard, it was going to be 6 months. Then it was 6 months to a year that they were going to be able to unstake. And now the date's completely gone. But hey, way to go on that upgrade. Way to go. We can only look forward now to the biggest rug pull in shitcoin history. Beacon chain. Number 43, Adam Brotman for, here we go. More Chuck E. Cheese bullshit. For blending Starbucks' 60 million member loyalty program with Web3. Okay, we're going to take these Chuck E. Cheese tokens. We're going to put them on the internet. And all these stupid people sitting around in the boardroom, because I've sat around in these boardrooms, I've seen it happen myself, all this rubbernecking and everyone just going, yeah, that's a great idea. And that literally what just happened. Everyone just clapping, it's fantastic. Great job for doing absolutely fucking nothing, bud. All right, number 48, Wiley Arano, Nicole Muniz, and Greg Solano for building wildly successful community of ape lovers. Oh my gosh, fantastic. Way to go. The NFTs that people that lost over 99%. Hundreds of thousands of people got fleeced on JPEGs they don't own of apes. Great work. Really great work. Very influential. Number 49, Avery Akineni and Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. Gary V's awesome. He's so good. All right, so for chartering a mainstream party boat to the island of Web3, just like the Pied Piper led rats through the street. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for leading all of these unsuspecting, ignorant people to Web3 so that they can go and get fleeced and lose their hard-earned money that most of them really couldn't afford to lose. They just didn't know it. Guys, That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. But I hope you enjoyed it. Coindesk is a horrible. I'm sorry, it's a horrible publication. They're really just marketing their advertisers. I'm very disappointed, but not surprised. And I look forward to next year's list.